Good afternoon, good morning. How you guys doing? Now, although we've spent some time talking about your mind and creating life through your mind, if you remember, the beginning of all of this talked about your mind, your emotion, your energy, and your body. All right. So what we're going to talk about here is we're going to start talking about your emotions and how your emotion plays an integral part into your success of creating the life that you so desire or believe or have decided that you deserve. Now, see, here's the thing. Most of you are familiar with an iceberg. For those who are not, an iceberg is usually a huge mountainous piece of ice that sticks above the surface of the water that floats through the water from either the South Pole or the North Pole. They're very dangerous. The reason why they're very dangerous is because we see the top of the iceberg and it looks huge. It looks like it's in control. It's the primary. But in truth, the larger mass is below the surface of the water. Your mind works the same way. Your consciousness is the tip of the iceberg, the part that is above the water, where your subconscious is the portion that is below the water. And as we spoke before, it is getting your subconscious in line with your conscious that creates your reality. How do we do that? One way to understand is that your emotion, the sponsoring thought, if you've listened to any of my other videos, you know I've talked about sponsoring thought, that you may have this thought that's the portion that's above the water, but below the water is your true sponsoring thought that is connected to your subconscious. Now, your emotions play a huge part in deciding what is below the surface, what is in your subconscious, because how you truly feel and how you truly think is affected by your emotion. You see, if you're trying to be happy, that fake it till you make it, you're giving this outward appearance of happiness, but inside you're truly dying, then your thoughts are not something of joy, of creation, of that. They're not thoughts of that you're going to enjoy life, that you're going to have this great relationship, or you're going to have this great job, or this great healthy body. Your thoughts are not so, because in truth, below the surface, your emotions are so depressed and they're so negative that your thoughts are the same. Your true thought, that sponsoring thought. You get ready to start a business and you believe that your business is going to be successful. Is what you tell everybody and what you say to yourself in the mirror, and it's the mantras and the affirmations that you use. But in truth, you're sitting there with not seeds of doubts, but with like big, huge bags of seeds of doubt that is telling you that you're going to fail because you're in the wrong neighborhood. You're going to fail because you're the wrong color. You're going to fail because you've never done it before. You're going to fail because the customers are not going to come. You're going to fail because you have so much competition. You're going to fail because you don't understand the internet and marketing. You're going to fail because you're not good money man. You're going to you have all these doubts, these seeds of doubt, and you're just scattering them without even knowing it. You're planting them without even thinking about it, because you believe in what you're saying on the surface, but in truth, you really believe what you say on the inside when you're alone. You know, when those thoughts that you have when you're sitting there looking and imagining what really is going to happen to you, or what possibilities, and you're focusing on those negatives. So the thing that you have to do is change the sponsoring thought. And the way you do that is by gaining control of your emotions. Your emotions are the catalyst for those thoughts that are below the surface, for the portion of the iceberg that actually sinks the Titanic. Your emotions are generally created based on your experiences, which is a double-edged sword. Because you may have tried a business before and it did not work, so there is this portion of you that believes that relationships are just not for you and it's just not going to work. There is that experience of starting a business or watching someone start a business and seeing the struggle that they went through, and it may have failed, and they may have tried another business and that one may have failed, and you see that, and that gives you that emotional fear that says that I can't start a business because that is what's going to happen to me, or it's happened before. Many people get trapped into that, which is why they are stagnant, which is why they don't go out and find another relationship, which is why they don't go out and start another business, which is why they don't go to college. I just had someone the other day tell me, I don't want to go to college because I don't want to have to pay all the student loans. Well, you're going to college to get a better job so that you can pay them. But what I told him, because he was only 15, is that you're in high school now. You're starting high school. Study hard. Get the prerequisite of the A's and B's and the high GPA. Take the classes that most people don't take. And maybe you get a scholarship. So instead of going ahead and already giving up to the fact that you're going to have to get loans, he's not even contemplating the idea of getting a scholarship. Because the seeds of doubt are in him. I don't know where he got them from. I just met the young man. Could have gotten them from his parents. Could have gotten them from watching, videos or talking to people. I have no idea. But he has these seeds of doubt already in his mind. And even if he did have to get student loans, look at what you're studying and what is the market showing right now, and what is the market going to project in the next 10, 20 years. If you see that the market now needs architects, but you know that the schools for architecture are packed right now, then you know that in 5, 6 years it's going to be saturated once again. So maybe that's not your career field of choice, or maybe you have to look what is the niche within that people are missing and go in that direction. It's all about thinking for yourself and beyond what is given to you. But you have to control your emotions to do that. You have to take away that fear. You have to get rid of the fear. You have to get rid of the angst, get rid of the misery, get rid of the people who come into your ear and tell you all the negative things and can never tell you anything positive. Even in the midst of telling you something positive, they end it with something negative. This is what you have to overcome. This is the first part. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge that you have fear. Acknowledge that you have seeds of doubt. Acknowledge them. You cannot overcome them until you acknowledge them. So that's what your mission is right now. Acknowledge your seeds of fear, and no matter how scary they may be to you, acknowledge them. And only by acknowledging them first can we then move forward, so that your sponsoring thought matches your conscious thought, and then we can create. So hey, pour it out, empty it to yourself. Whether you do it in public or private, empty it to yourself, so that you can be filled with something greater. Filled with an understanding of how you move forward in trueness. Because if you don't get it right with your mind, you don't get it right with your emotions, it's not going to work. It's just not. All right? And you deserve it, because your greatness is non-negotiable, just like mine. So I look forward to our next visit, and look for a post that I'm going to put out. It's just going to be written. We're going to talk about setting up success meditation days, to do success meditation as a group in different places. So look, I would hope that some of you would join me with that. Y'all have a great day. Look forward to it. Remember, my greatness is non-negotiable, and so is yours. Bye.